Hey guys, Aaron here. Today we're going to be replacing a transmission mount on a Chevrolet Silverado. Now, if you have a GMC Sierra, Cadillac Escalade, a Suburban Yukon, Yukon Denali, or even a Tahoe, these transmission mounts are the same. Now, I have replaced a couple of these before, and unfortunately, the aftermarket mounts just don't really work as well as the OE originals. So in the link in the description, I will post where you can purchase the original transmission mount for your vehicle, as long as it is two-wheel drive, such as this one is here. This actually vehicle is a 2015 Chevy Silverado with about 105,000 miles. Now this thing tows a lot, and we are in Arizona, so we do see some high temperatures, and this rubber inside this mount just gave way and cracked. Now it's quite noticeable whenever you're downshifting, or if you're at a stop and you just kind of punch it, you'll feel a large clunk, and it kind of does feel violent. So if you want to inspect yours, just look for cracks. There are some cracks along this one, and what you could do is take your hand on the tail housing here and just lift up, and you can actually lift up the whole transmission off of the mount. You can see how it's separated. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to remove all the bolts that hold this mount on. There's actually two up on top that connect it to the tail housing of the transmission. One right here, one right there, and there's actually a stud that goes through the cross member right here that you can access through this hole using a 15mm deep well socket. Now, once we have those hardware, those three bolts off, the two bolts and the nut off, what we're going to do is we're going to use a floor jack with a wide area piece of wood underneath the pan. Now, these pans are pretty sturdy. You just have to make sure that you have a piece of wood under there that's going to cover just about the whole length of the transmission pan, so we don't damage it. The last thing you want to do is dent, crack, or cause a leak in your transmission pan. So let's go ahead and get on with removing these two bolts using our 15mm wrench. Now that we have our two bolts out, the only thing that's left is to take off the nut using our 15mm deep well socket. Okay, so all the hardware is off. Now let's go ahead and jack up our transmission pan and remove this mount. Now what we want to do here is try to put our wood on this crease of the pan right here towards the furthest back as we can without hitting the exhaust. That's just going to give us the most leverage, and we're not going to be pushing on the motor mounts at all. We're just going to be lifting up the back half of the transmission here. Now all you need is a couple inches, and once you have transmission high enough, you'll just be able to pull out your old transmission mount. And as you can see, we got two pieces. That's not good. This should definitely be one piece. Now, if you are lucky and you don't know what part you need, GM has a nice sticker, and they put the part number on the sticker. It's that top part number, usually starts with a 2313. So if you're in question of what transmission mount you need, take this to your dealer and they'll get you the right part. Alright, so next to the last thing to do is going to be installing our new transmission mount. Now what I like to do is slowly lower your transmission till it's about a ½ inch from contacting the mount. What that's going to do is it's going to allow us to manipulate the mount so we can put our old hardware back into the transmission. Now after both bolts are in, all we got to do is lower the mount until it's flush with the cross member and put that nut back in. That's pretty much it, guys. Last thing to do, of course, is to test drive the vehicle. So I hope this video has helped you out. If it has, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave something in the comment section, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.